So Dubai is experiencing some bad weather, right? And when you see these flashes in the sky, the flashes of lightning, you'll see pyramids in the sky, and they are scattered all over the sky, you guys. And depending on what type of flash that we get, you see what I'm saying? Look at that. Look at that one. Look at that one. What is this? And there's some that's off in the distance as well, you guys. But only in certain flashes we're able to see that. Y'all see that? And it gets even crazier. Look. It gets even crazier. Check this one out. Check this one out. Watch. Shit crazy, y'all. All these crazy things happening around this time. And it's pouring over there. That purple lightning, that plasma. Look at that. Look at this. Y'all, look at that, y'all. Y'all see that? Look, it's going back into it. It's closing. It's merging with the top of the pyramid. Whoa. You guys see that? That's crazy, y'all. What is going on? It's like an upside down world, you guys. Look. But yeah, you guys, it's literally like an upside down world, huh? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? It's crazy, man. In the pyramid in the sky. And again, things are getting more interesting. An upside down pyramid in the sky, which literally, I believe that's an upside down world. That's crazy. As above, so below. That's the real definition, as above, so below. Or the 6 and the 9, 69. So what do you guys think of this video, y'all? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know what to do, y'all. Keep up with my other accounts, especially on my YouTube, where I go deeper on an esoteric level at these topics at hand. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
How many?
Quite a number.
You're kidding.
No. I thought it was totally nuts, and I thought at first I was being deceived. It was a ruse. People started confiding in me. They approached me. I have plenty of current and former senior intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew almost my whole career, that confided in me they were a part of a program. They named the program. I've never heard of it. And they told me, based on their oral testimony, and they provided me documents and other proof, that there was in fact a program that the UAP task force was not read into.
Grusch alleges the U.S. government.
Does it keep going? What else does it say?
The entire American public has been lied to for decades.
Yeah, there's a sophisticated disinformation campaign targeting the U.S. populace, which is extremely unethical and immoral.
You are saying to the human race, for the first time, an official intelligence representative at a high level from the US government is saying publicly, we are not alone.
We're definitely not alone. Absolutely, the data points empirically that we're not alone, yeah.
Do we have bodies? Do we have species of
Well,
non-human?
naturally, when you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes you encounter dead pilots. And believe it or not, as fantastical as that sounds, it's true.
And so we opened up the envelope, and inside it said Mars, 1 million years BC. And I said, wow. I mean, what are you going to say? But everything that's actually on the ground, I described. There is what I decided to do was the next time I was in California, I was going to go by JPL and get copies of the negatives, because somebody said, oh, it's all BS. And I said, no, I think they're pictures, specific pictures for the different GPS locations. See, these were all GPSs that they read to me while I was in the box. The GPSs, in my mind, were for Earth. I never heard of GPSs for another planet. It turns out every planet in our universe has got GPSs that match the Earth's, because they're all spherical, as well as the moons and everything else. So I didn't understand it to be off the Earth. I thought GPSs only worked on the Earth, so that's why I kept thinking it was a new discovery.
I don't think people understand just how much information the Vatican has on extraterrestrials and UFOs alone. The Vatican has very close ties with UFO information and people who even directly communicate with extraterrestrial life. They have held massive ceremonies specifically dedicated to extraterrestrial life and trying to unearth and discover new scientific facts. Which is crazy because 400 years ago, they literally imprisoned Galileo for saying that Earth wasn't the center of the universe. Besides the Vatican archives literally being said to contain extensive information about extraterrestrials and even ways to communicate with aliens, there was a whistleblower that came forth from the Air Force that had firsthand accounts of what the Vatican knows. This whistleblower was 36 years old at the time, and he served 14 years in the Air Force. Not only that, he worked for the NGA. So besides him being in the Air Force for 14 years, he served in the NRO and the NGA, which is the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. His role was to work as a representative of the NRO when dealing with the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force. And this task force was established specifically to investigate UFOs. So he stated that a top secret UFO retrieval program was run by the United States for decades and added that the Vatican was involved in the first ever crash of a UFO, as per media reported. He also stated that the UFO's first recovery took place in Magenta, Italy in 1933. He said that that UFO was in possession of Italian dictator Mussolini. So between 1944 and 1945, Mussolini's government had this UFO in its possession until America was tipped off by one of the Vatican's popes. So that UFO was intact partially, and it was kept at a secure airbase until the U.S. retrieved it after a fascist Italian regime collapsed. So if you know anything about this big discrepancy, everyone believed that Roswell, New Mexico was the first sighting for UFOs and for the UFO crash. And Italy came in and said no. In 1933, something happened in Magenta, Italy, and the Vatican had their hands on it first. This is something that I believe to be very true. I have come across countless articles about this specific incident, but here is an actual copy of what was called a telegraph from Mussolini himself. And this telegraph was in order to alert the U.S. that they had in possession a UFO. This is what the telegram actually read. It says, of personal order of the DUCE, it is disposed immediate arrest, diffusion of news related to aircraft of unknown nature and origin, of which in dispatch of Stefani date today, 7:30 a.m. stop. Immediate recasting of any leads from the newspaper bearing said news is ordered. Stop. Maximum penalties for transgressors or foreseen up to refer to the Supreme Court of State Security. Stop. Immediate confirmation of receipt required. Stop. Gentile Director, Special Affairs. And it also says that this document included 2 June 1933 telegrams in Italian demanding absolute silence over an alleged landing on national soil of an unknown aircraft. If you believe that Roswell, New Mexico was the first time that there was ever a UFO spotted, just know the Vatican has hundreds and hundreds of these documents where they are basically saying we have a spaceship.
They've been here the whole time.
Aliens exist, and President Trump knows about it. That's according to Israel's former space security chief. In an interview with an Israeli newspaper, he said the aliens have been waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we will understand in general what space and spaceships are. NBC News chief global correspondent Bill Neely explains this one.
Hi, Alison. Well, this is quite a story, and it comes from the man who headed Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years. Chaim Eshed is making the extraordinary claim that the United States and Israel have been in contact with a group of aliens for years. Not immigrants, but extraterrestrials. He has called them the Galactic Federation of Aliens, and he says President Trump is aware of the existence of these aliens and had been on the verge of revealing their secrets, he claims, but was asked not to do so by the Federation in order to prevent what he calls mass hysteria.
This was the night, you guys, that everything on the right side of my house died. Anything that was charged by solar panels or batteries, it just died. Smoke detectors went off, you name it. All the way to the left, you see the light creatures. Look at the lineup at the fence. That is a huge shadow being right there. And look at the little tiny creatures. Don't believe me? Keep watching. Keep watching. Maybe you're new to my content. Listen, you guys, I'm not delusional. Watch this light at the park. Oh, now you saw that up in the sky, right? So when I stress to y'all that there is an active portal in my backyard, please believe me. Please believe me. I have no reason to make this up. I have no reason to put me and my children out there in public eye and humiliate us. You get what I'm saying? I stress to you guys, I came to the public because I was terrified in the beginning. When it first started happening, I did not know what to make of it. I called the police. I filed the report with MUFON. I was left on my own. And all of these creatures were coming inside of my house. Here's another night, you guys. The camera kept going off. When I finally got on and I'm like, whoa, what the heck is in our driveway? There's no light. And how many videos have I shared? The only light over there, two doors down, is one light. It is a porch light. These creatures have lights on them. Now, while I'm zoomed in and I'm watching this, you guys, that little thing that's in my driveway that has like a light rotating on its head, all of a sudden, one of my motion lights go off. Because they affect the lights. They can do whatever they want. I'm trying to tell you guys. That was one of the telltale signs they were out there. The lights would start coming, turning on and off, turning on and off. Nothing's out there moving around. It came again a week later, okay? Now, this is the second week that it came. It looks nothing like that first one. It looks nothing like it. If you look, and I know this is a dark video, bear with me. But if you look behind it and around it, you see these two, they're like two little gold lights. One thing I will stress to y'all, every time I saw these creatures, they always had a light either on them or by them. What you're looking at here, all the way to the left. These are light creatures. And listen, they look like light. But if you got one up in your face, I guarantee it don't look like light. It's a creature. They have a light on them. So in the dark, all you see is their light. Please understand what I'm telling y'all. Back again. Now, y'all remember the setup at this park. Now, they showed y'all a couple of videos. Now, y'all didn't see. First off, what tree you know have a face like that? Please. And I'm not talking about you can see faces in the tree. Stop with that. That's not what I'm talking about. That whole tree is a face. It is an entity. And you see the little creatures that's sitting below it. Now watch this. I'm all ears. If anybody want to explain this to me, that this thing can come down, appear at the back of my yard and start releasing balls of light that go up in that tree, I'm all ears. No one can explain this. It is what it is. Like I said 1,000 times before, there is something big, major happening. And no, everybody's not aware of it yet. But the more violence, the more hate, the more pain in this chaos, we are feeding these beings that are here. I believe that some of these creatures are very negative, and I believe that they are feeding off of our energy. I believe it in all my heart. We have help, but first we have to help ourselves. You know, and it is what it is. Some people are calling these demons, call them what you want. At the end of the day, what I am trying to explain to y'all, this isn't a Bible story. This shit is happening, and it's real.
You saw one get shot down?
I saw the video. Sure did.
Is this one that we all know about?
Some people do. You won't find it. It's been scrubbed, but...
And what was it shot down by?
The video I saw was, you see I get a little nervous here. It was a rocket. This thing was going 15,000 miles an hour. And when it arcs over, and it don't go straight up. They go up a ways and then they go over and they fly out gradually, climbing up as they go around the world. They don't leave it. What I saw was when this rocket left over the Pacific coast. I think it was launched out of Vandenberg. When it went up started over, all of a sudden, this little flying saucer appears. Flies right up to it, intercepts it as it's going 15,000 miles an hour, flies around it, and a little white laser beam comes out and shoots it from every side. As it's going around it at 15,000 miles an hour, suddenly the whole rocket malfunctions, doesn't blow up, just quits and tumbles out to the sea. I saw that.
What was on this rocket?
That's what I asked him. He said, why do you think they did that? I said, you have weapons on there? And he wouldn't answer that. He said, well, it might have been a mock warhead, but it wasn't live.
Unmanned?
Yeah. So, I saw it with my own eye. That rocket, that one out of Vandenberg is known. It's known. There's people that have seen it before.
I think I've heard vague stories told about that before.
Yep. It's real. I've seen it.
The United States is officially unable to defend itself against an alien invasion. Really? You mean to tell me that it's just the United States that's officially unable to defend itself against an alien invasion? Or are we the only ones that don't have the weaponry? Or are we the only ones on this planet incapable of defending ourselves against an alien invasion? Because last I fucking checked, we were all human and had similar technology. Is there something that you folks aren't telling us? Because it sounds like you're implying that we're the only ones that can't and everyone else can. And if that was the case, since they hate us so much, why wouldn't everyone from around the world kick our ass then? Like, stop lying. You know that's not true. I mean, they could kick our ass, but we're not the only ones. If they come and invade, everybody's getting their asses kicked, including you.
7062, go ahead.
Yeah, is there any active military airspace just like north of Winnipeg?
No, nothing I'm aware of. You said north of Winnipeg?
Yeah.
No, not right now.
Okay. Lots of active bright lights, information, 3, and they look like they're at like 500 or something, just trying to figure it out.
Okay, yeah, no, I haven't heard anything. I'll check ahead with the next sector. And you said around 50,000 feet, roughly, is that correct?
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it's hard to say, but yeah, it keeps being like 3 to 4 really bright lights, and they kind of were in like a triangle formation, and then it looks like the little dipper for a bit, and then they disappear, and then they come back.
Okay. Okay, thanks for that. I'll just make a note, but yeah, I can't think of what that might be.
Okay.
Yeah, check Canada 7086. Do you see these lights at 12 o'clock? See something flashing light around 1130, star 600. Yeah, forming triangles, then flying away and coming back. Big bright light that's coming towards us, slightly above us, star 600. More that's 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, star 600. Take from Canada 7086. Do you have any traffic out there?
No, I had one other report 10 minutes ago from a Morningstar flight east of Regina. Reported the same thing. Her best guess was around somewhere around flight level 500, and thought it might be somewhere north of Winnipeg. So yeah, do you have a guess as to what you might think the altitude is?
Hard to tell, just because the evening, I'd say she's probably pretty accurate, but they keep forming up in a triangle, and then it's pretty odd.
Star 600, Winnipeg Center, good morning. And are you still seeing those lights that you were reporting earlier?
Yeah, it's quite bizarre. There's around 6 of them just randomly doing some formation flight at high altitude at 12 o'clock, flight 600.
Okay, thanks.
Winnipeg Center from Flare 600.
Go ahead.
Just curious, when it comes to those lights that you have multiple aircraft reporting, what report do you guys have to file for that?
Usually we just tell the shift manager and then they follow up with whatever reporting they do.
Okay, so you're not reporting a UFO then?
Report exactly what the pilot said to the shift manager, and then they'll file it as they do.
Roger. Okay, thanks.
Definitely not satellites.
UPS 104, I just got here for the morning, so I'm just finding out about all the reports, but I guess they've been all the way across the prairies this morning, or overnight.
Okay, yeah, it's like, unlike anything I've ever seen in like the 15 years of night flying that I've done.
Okay, thanks very much.
Places in the USA where humans are not welcome. Number 3, Bohemian Grove, California. This secluded forest campground in Sonoma County is the site of a 2-week private gathering for the influential members of the secretive Bohemian Club. This includes presidents, politicians, business leaders, and celebrities. The activities and ceremonies at the Grove are veiled in mystery. Number 2, Area 51, Nevada. Area 51 is a top-secret Air Force base, often linked to rumors of UFO and extraterrestrial research. The surroundings of the base are heavily patrolled and guarded. Trespassers face severe consequences, including the use of deadly force. Civilian and commercial planes are also banned from flying over Area 51. Number 1, Coca-Cola Vault, Georgia. The Coca-Cola Vault is where the highly confidential recipe for Coca-Cola, a globally famous and profitable drink, is kept. This recipe, more than a century old, is known to only a select few. The vault is situated within the World of Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta and is under strict protection.
Anyone know who this guy is at the Trump arraignment yesterday? Watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. Definitely not normal. There were a few of him there like this. Very obvious that we're in a spiritual or some type of warfare going on here for sure. Look at his eyes. That is not normal. Not normal. Can anybody tell me who he is? Secret Service? What was his purpose on being there? Because his eyes, something is going on there. Definitely.
There have been face-to-face meetings between United States officials and visitors from other star systems, period. No equivocation. And so with that assurance and my own conviction based on what I already knew, I said I'll go to the meeting, and at the meeting I said that UFOs are as real as the airplanes flying overhead, but they are concerned about what's going on in the world. They have a deal that they won't interfere, but I think that there's also a loophole if things get bad enough that they would make exceptions. They say, you clean up your act. You're in charge, it's your planet, and if it comes to a dead end, it will be because you let it or made it.